4 little letters. That's what killed her.
You never really think about it, but people associate drinking and driving as a dangerous thing. Your vision's impaired, your judgment's impaired. But if you look at texting and driving, your vision's not even there. You're not even looking at the road. If someone were to ask me to drive down the road and close your eyes for 5 seconds or 6 seconds, I would never even attempt that. But if someone asks, read this text message and respond to that in about the same length of time, well, that would be no problem. I've done that numerous times in the past before this accident. I was on my way home. I had my girlfriend in the car, and I'm just reading a text message, responding. I was looking up every couple seconds.
Oh, flipping. Ooh.
And I just hear a loud scream next to me. And the next second I look up and I see a bicyclist crashing the windshield. When I got out of the car, he didn't have a pulse. He wasn't breathing. He wasn't alive.
Well, duh. It's a person on a
Words
bicycle.
to describe the level of grief, the level of depression and self-hatred I was going
Person on a
through.
bicycle wouldn't survive a
First
kind.
year of college, I just remember one girl recognizing me and saying, "Oh, I remember hearing about you. You're that guy who hit the bicyclist because you were texting and driving." That was actually the day before I ended up going to the hospital for emotional problems. I sent one stupid, meaningless text, LOL, and killed the man.
People don't realize it could just take 3 seconds. I was going to the movies and the car just went directly into a tree and it was a direct collision. I was the passenger. I collided with the tree on my right temple and I was declared dead on the scene 3 times.
Wait, hold
I
up.
used to
You
be
can be
able to
you can
drive.
be dead
I used to be able
multiple
to
times.
go for walks. I used to be able to
This dude is
run
declared dead
around
3
town by
times.
myself. I used to have a job. I was normal. And all this, I cannot do anymore because they had the text. This is the text message that changed my life forever.
The day before her graduation, my daughter drove to go meet a boy, and she never made it. Today, she would have been 19 years old, exactly.
Mariah never wanted a minute to go by that she wasn't doing something. She wanted to do everything all at one time with friends and family and just having a good time. That's what she loved.
Friends would tell me from school that, the best part of the day at school was Mariah coming down the hall because she'd stop to give everyone a hug. Okay, guys, in honor of Mariah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mariah.
She met a guy, played baseball, and one evening she just spontaneously got in her car and said, "Hey, I'm gonna come watch this game." He was texting her to tell her directions of where she needed to go.
And I guess she just looked away for too long. Where are you at, Like that was it. One of her friends had no idea that she had been in an accident, so he kept texting We ended up having to send him a text back to say, please stop. She's in critical condition in the hospital, and we don't know if she'll even make it.
She always worked her magic, you know, and still to this day, without her being here, she's so much still a part of our lives every day. She was our sunshine. She really was. She was.
It's a simple text message. Where are you at? 3 simple words.
She
Took
paid
it
the
in
ultimate
years in a
price
row.
for her actions.
So I
I've
don't.
had to do this more than once. Mariah's not the only victim that I've dealt with. And it never gets any easier. And it won't get any easier. What is worth losing your life over? That text message?
As you learned in the previous module, drunk driving is distracted driving. Anytime you drive distracted, you put innocent people in danger, people like Stacy. This is her story.
Stacy Heiser was born September 6, 1983, with the promise of
I
life.
was
She
born.
captivated all who met her.
September 6th.
She was growing up in the American dream with a sister, 2 loving, doting parents, and a rapidly expanding circle of friends. As she was growing up, she did the normal things, like hanging out with her friends. She went to dances. She was happy being an all-American girl. Got into sports. Stacy went to prom, preparing to graduate high school and enter the adult world. Until
Damn.
it was September
She died
1st,
4 years, 5
and
days
I
before
was
she
driving
birthday.
my 4-door Mercury Tracer with, and I was driving, and there was 3 girlfriends as passengers. We got hit head on by a drunk driver. It was about 11:30 at night, and we were in a caravan of cars on our way to a party where I remained in a coma for 3 months. I was hurt the worst. Monica was sitting in the passenger seat. She was a godsend because I choked on my bottom retainer from the impact of the airbag, and she performed CPR on me and saved my life. The paramedics came, took the top of the car off to get us out through the jaws of life to get me out. It's not over. That I want everyone to know that it's not done. Like, it happened 15 years ago, but I still struggle on a daily basis. That I still have pain in both my shoulders and my knees, and I have balance issues and fall all the time. Still, after 15 years, and people still think I'm drunk when they hear me talk over the phone. And it's such a horrible experience.
Just take takes that one little second, and that's a lifetime.
They need to be aware when they're driving how just looking away for a few seconds, it can change somebody's life.
Drivers with alcohol concentrations at or above 0.08 have been involved in about 1/3 of all traffic fatalities for the last 3 decades. Drunk driving crashes continue to claim about 10,000 lives on U.S. roads every year. That's more than 1 death every hour of every day. That is also enough to underscore the importance of renewing efforts to end impaired driving of all kinds. When it comes to the 4 Ds, drunk, drugged, drowsy, and distracted driving, education is one way to affect cultural change. Most adults reach 0.05 after 2 to 3 drinks. At that level, crash risk is 40% higher than at 0 alcohol concentration. Why take risks? Plan ahead for that safe ride home. Remember, your driving concern is our driving concern.
But for the last 17 years, something happens every single day that I cannot fix. I cannot get past. And there's no training, and there aren't words to fix or make better. My day starts this way every single day. My phone rings, and I pick it up and I look at it. It's my office. I know it's important. They call me, and they tell me, about to send you an email. Okay. There's been a crash somewhere. And there's a name inside that email. And an address to go with it. So I get that notification, a verified address, and in turn I'm tasked with something. I gotta go get that notification. So I get in my car, and I drive across town or wherever I need to go to this address, and I pull up in front of this house, and I've been doing this the same way for the last 17 years. I pull up in front, and I stop, and I verify I'm at the right spot. Check the house number 15 times. And then before I get out of my car, I pray to our Lord above and say, Dear Lord, let this be the day I'm dreaming. Let today be the day we can make a difference. And I hope to wake up, and I don't. I know I'm wide awake. So I get out of my car, and I walk to that door. I check the address, and there it is. As I walk from my car to that door, it's the longest walk I take that day. I can feel every step pound underneath my boot all the way into my ears as I walk up to that door. When I get there, and I take a minute before I get there to the door, I stop and I collect myself. And then I knock. And I wait. And in a moment or two, the door slowly creaks open. And a shadowy figure emerges from behind that door, and they kind of look around the corner. And just for a minute, there's a sigh of relief within them as they see this uniform that they recognize so well. They don't know me. I don't know them. But when our eyes meet, they'll change forever. I won't forget them, and they won't forget me. They open the door fully because they feel comfortable with the uniform. And I take my hat off. I pull it over my heart. And I don't have the words. I look them square in the eye. I tell them, I'm sorry. Your loved one isn't coming home today. They were killed in a car crash. How do you do that? How do you tell somebody that? Do you want to be behind that door? Or we drive like we take a shower? So I'll leave you with this.
The most dangerous thing we do on a regular basis is drive an automobile. In fact, every year, thousands of Texans die on our roadways, and tens of thousands more suffer serious bodily injury. And every day our troopers see the tragic results of distracted driving on our roadways. And in some cases, they even become the victims of drivers who aren't paying attention. Last year alone, 19 Texas state troopers were parked on the shoulder of a highway, were struck from behind by distracted drivers. It's important to remember that driving is both a privilege and a responsibility, and it requires our undivided attention. Unfortunately, we know that too many drivers do not have the self-discipline to refrain from reading or typing on their phones while driving, or engaging in other activities that distract them from driving, such as eating or putting on makeup. But as you've seen today, even the slightest distraction can have devastating and tragic consequences. Here's our hope. Each time you get behind the wheel, you remember the people who have shared their lives and their loss with you in this video. Make a commitment today to eliminate all distractions in your vehicle, including anything that takes your eyes off the road, hands off the steering wheel, or attention away from driving. Those simple but consistent choices may very well save a life, including your own. Thank you, and please drive safely.
Our theme throughout the ITYAD program is, it's not about bad people doing bad things, but about good people making poor choices. These poor choices center on distracted driving and drunk driving. By using state statistics, videos, and materials, this program is designed to engage young and adult drivers in defining what distracted driving is, who's affected by distracted driving, and to help emphasize the problem of reckless and distracted driving. Remember, after completion of the adult driver education course, all skills examination applicants 18 and over must complete the ITYAD program. The ITYAD program shall be viewed after completion of the 6-hour adult course or behind-the-wheel driver education requirements and proof of completion prior to taking the driving skills examination.